Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. As per usual, because it's Sunday, I want to go and cover up a lot of different news that we may have not had a chance to go and cover, and there's also some very good entertaining PlayStation news as well that I would love to go and talk about myself. You guys know me, I like to ramble and talk about this stuff, and I also love always hearing about your opinions down below in the comment section. So I kind of want to go touch on this one because we never really had a chance to overall, and to me, I think this is very, very big when it comes to the restocking news, how to actually go get the consoles, a lot when it comes to the PS5 Digital, and I know a lot of you guys are very, very focused on trying to get that as well, and you guys would rather have that over the disc, and a lot of other little mixture of things that I think is very cool to go and talk about. I love the financial sides, I love the financial types of videos, and I love discussing this stuff as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy listening to it, and of course, as I mentioned, if you guys want to leave your comments down below, you guys are always welcome to. And the usual quick sell-up, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed, especially for the PS5 giveaway, so pop on the notifications and subscribe if you guys would want to be entered in to win that. Leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of conversations. I was gonna say topics, but messed that up. Also leave a comment down below your thoughts. As always, we have the Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys would like to follow, link down below, the Amazon link for the PS5 to check for warehouse sales or cancellations, and also for the Weeble, sign up for Weeble and deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money, and also Coinbase, you guys buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. So without further ado, let's go dive into the article. The main topic of this is the fact that Sony is losing money on every single console they go and sell, and also how they're actually losing money even more when it comes to, I believe, the disc version as well, especially on the digital too. So we're going to go down this article. It's a little bit of an older thing, but I think it's kind of a relevant topic when it comes to the restock and restocking news. So let's go dive on into it. And also thank you all for even clicking the video in the first place. So this video I can link down below from Fool.com going on how basically the PS5 has been losing Sony money on every single console they sell. And I kind of want to touch this more because it kind of relates still back to the restock news and more so the digital as well. So basically, Sony has been selling the PS5 console at a loss since its launch last November. In its third quarter report, Sony said its strategic price points for the PS5 were lower than its manufacturing costs. Now, before anyone kind of goes and says, I do want to touch on this, they can still make money by getting people into the actual Sony ecosystem in terms of selling games to them, selling the actual PS Plus memberships, like once a month memberships, etc. So while they may be losing out money on that, that's one always major focus to be on the lookout to as well. Sony didn't disclose exactly how much money it loses on each sale, but Wedbush analyst Michael Pocher previously estimated Sony would be barely breaking even on the full-featured PS5, which costs $500, so the normal disc version, and take a loss on each PS Digital Edition, which costs $400. And I kind of would agree on that, mainly because actual normal disc drive does not cost $100. And in terms of everything else, there really isn't that much of a major difference between the two consoles when it comes to the disc and digital, mainly from that. There's a few small changes maybe, but nothing that drastic. And then also, kind of why I want to touch on this, is probably why we see the demand for the PS5 Digital, or more so the actual supply of it, being so low even though the demand is so high. Mainly because we know they make less money on every PS5 Digital Edition. It's kind of been known for a while. So then why would they want to keep on making more of them if they can make more money and basically force everyone to go buy the PS5 disc? Because if you guys even saw some of the Target restocks we saw, sometimes the PS5 disc was at like 20, 25 consoles, 18 or so. And then sometimes the digital was at like 2. I wish I was kidding. Basically, when it comes to all this stuff, they just do not make those digitals. They do on occasion, and we also have seen them in other different retailers, Best Buy, Walmart, etc. But also when it comes to the PS Directs, we do see them on occasion, but probably around 85 to 90% of all the consoles we've seen so far are usually the PS5 Disc Edition, which once again, it makes sense because they probably make more money or can also recoup their money more as well. This news might seem troubling for Sony, since the PS5 is often cited as a major catalyst for its long-term growth. However, I'll explain why investors shouldn't fret over these and short-term losses, which I agree on. It's not that bad, but is important to note. Gaming consoles are usually low-margin products, which is very true. They basically don't make any money, but as I mentioned, you more so want to make money off of just selling people things, games, etc. Companies usually sell their consoles at razor-thin margins to remain competitive. Yeah, to also go be competitive against Microsoft as well. They're bloated at the same price, which is always kind of interesting to me. One day I would expect like the Xbox X to be like, all right, we're going $480, just to see if like the PlayStation 6 would be like, oh God, we have to either match that or stick with our normal price of like $500. Back in 2006, Sony launched the 20 gigabyte version of the PS3 for $500 and the 60 gigabyte version for $600, which is still insane on how low that is, but I still wish our PS5 had more stock too. However, the IHS estimated it as a lost over $300 on each 20 gigabyte console and over $240 on each 60 gigabyte console. The firm also claimed Microsoft lost around $130 on each Xbox 360 sold. But also, it's kind of a big thing to also note too is I think a lot of those also had DVD drives and also Blu-ray drives. We've seen that on PS2 and PS3, which is very nice when it comes to also getting people into selling stuff there too as well. Or like a double whammy because you have even more people want to buy it rather than just gamers. Sony launched the PS4 at $399 in 2013, and IHS estimated the console at $381 to build. Microsoft initially sold the Xbox One, which reportedly cost $471 to manufacture, but for $500. But after factoring in marketing costs and other expenses, both companies probably lost a lot of money each console, which is probably very true. But kind of how I've been saying, the planting the seeds for future profits. Console makers usually offset their hardware losses with software sales. For each physical video game sold at $60, the publisher retains about $27, and as you guys know now, even game prices have gone up even more. The retailer keeps $15, the platform operators such as Sony and Microsoft earn $7, and the remaining $10 is split between other parties. Or even sometimes like affiliate links, like how we have the Amazon links and stuff, sometimes you get a cut of that too as well, that Amazon or Walmart have to pay on out. Sony and Microsoft both publish first-party games and distribute them on their own digital download platforms, which allows them to retain the publisher, retailer, and platform operator revenue, which is very, very smart now that everything's going to digital. But it's kind of why I would assume they'd want to make more PS5 digital editions, because you're basically getting people on that infrastructure. But I guess they just assume everyone's going to download anyway, because that's kind of what I do even now with my PS5 disc version. So but therefore, Sony and Microsoft only need each gamers to buy a few games to offset their initial hardware losses. That's why Sony is willing to retake a steeper loss in each PS5 digital edition, which can be easily recouped by selling more digital games. But I wish they'd make more of the digital consoles. Meanwhile, manufacturing costs for consoles generally decline each year, which makes it easier to lower the price, which is also very true as like technology gets better or as we get more away from the pandemic. It makes it just a little bit easier for us to either keep up with the semiconductors being made, and also in terms of all the technology, as it's like more basic, it becomes like more of a lesser focus, and then it's just easier to go and make the consoles for layman's terms. Meanwhile, manufacturing costs for consoles generally decline every year, makes it easier to pay the price, blah 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 blah. We just kind of cover that. So Sony's gaming profits are still rising, which is true as you guys are seeing, because the revenue surged 40%, which is huge for a company of their size, because don't forget how much money they're already making in the first place. Year over year during the third quarter, which included a month and a half of PS5 sales and accounted for a third of its top line. It attributed that growth to higher software sales and robust demand for the PS5, which is insane, and the demand is still there. All of you guys watch this video are probably a part of that demand in the first place. The segment's operating income rose 50% year over year and accounted for 22% of Sony's operating profits, which is very big because also don't forget Sony does a lot of other things, cameras, etc., that are also making the money that they have a very big foothold into already. You know that robust software sales, higher service revenue from PS Plus, and higher profit margins from its PS4 hardware all offset the PS5's launch costs and initial losses, which is good because in long term they'll make more money and also more people in the infrastructure, people paying every month, people buying games every month, etc. It's good. Or if someone just breaks their console, they buy another one, even if they lose a bit of money on that. In the future, they may even make money on every console. Or if they ever open up more factories or have some stuff like that too as well. So Sony raised the GNNS segment full-year revenue growth forecast from 31 to 33% on higher than expected sales of its software, PS Plus services, and peripheral devices like controllers. It also raised the segment's operating profit growth forecast from 26% to 43%, thanks to ongoing cost-cutting measures, favorable foreign exchange rates, and its strength of its higher margin PS Plus services. Those strains should easily all offset Sony's initial hardware losses for the PS5, which I'm sure they're probably making money, and they're going to keep on making more money as more people in China, Japan, America, Canada, Europe keep on also getting the network and paying every single month as well. And basically the bottom line for all this, last November, I predicted Sony's PS5 launch, its strong music business, and growth of its financial services, and better cost controls at its weaker business would all propel its stock higher. I feel like I should buy some Sony stock at this point, honestly. I have a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but not that much Sony stock. Sony stock has risen 40% since I wrote that article, but I still believe it has room to grow this year as its plentiful strengths offset its handful of weaknesses, including its initial losses on the PS5 sold. So very interesting stuff, and I'm sure you guys may have seen or seen bits and pieces of this information. But because it's the weekend, we have a little bit more on the drier side of PS5 restock news. I'd like to go and talk about it. My overall thoughts, as I've kind of chimed that in throughout this article, is Sony is going to be fine. They're going to be making a lot of money long term, and this article pretty much touched everything to a T of what I would kind of think. Basically, Sony wants people to be getting their games. Same with the Xbox as well for their Game Pass. They want people on the subscription service. They want people on Game Pass. They want people on PS Plus. They want people paying money every month. And imagine you go and play this for 6 months. You're going to go and pretty much pay for all the offsets right there without even buying a game. And then also, if you guys buy a few games where they make profits on that and keep the industry going, you're gonna be making good money. So Sony themselves are pretty smart. It's kind of how I mentioned before, how they kind of put a lot of things like the DVD players and Blu-ray players when it came to their old consoles, because it got even more people buying stuff, or may have even bought them even buying like Sony TVs or maybe even Sony Blu-rays, etc. If they maybe had like some time with that. Or if they had like publisher deals in terms of like with Best Buy, maybe they were trying to go and sell stuff there to get a bigger foothold, but then it gets more people on the PlayStation Plus. There's a lot of really cool things that they have been kind of doing marketing wise, and there's usually a big proper term called, I think, lost letter, where basically you get someone in on a cheaper price where you kind of lose money, but ideally they spend more money on other products and goods that will also make you money as well. Grocery stores kind of do that too as well with good sales, and then ideally you're going to go pick up some butter, pick up some bread, get some more meats throughout the week and make more money. The one major thing when it comes to restock stuff, as I kind of touched on, is it does stink, because overall, when it comes to the PS5 Digital Edition, since they're probably making a lot less money on every PS5 Digital, that's probably why they're pumping out so many more PS5 Disc Editions. And I also would want to make a video fully on how come the PS5 Digital is so hard to find, because there's a few other elements mixed into as well. So if you guys would ever want that, let me know. But when it comes to all that stuff, it stinks because I personally want the digital. I would have picked the digital if I could have picked on between the two. So it stinks on that regard, but what can you do? They probably will be making or recouping more money on the disc, and that's probably why they prioritize and make so more of the disc things, because disc drives don't cost $100, and there really isn't that much of a major internal difference between the PS5 disc and PS5 digital editions overall. So kind of interesting news to kind of go and cover on this. It's kind of intriguing that also Sony is also losing so much money, but as we mentioned, it's kind of okay for the long term. So I know it's a little bit more on the older side of the news, but I figured it'd be still a fun topic to go and talk about. So if you guys didn't mind me bringing on up as well, mainly because the weekends are a little bit more dry when it comes to restocking news. We'll probably have some really good restocking stuff all throughout this week. So make sure you guys are subscribed, especially if you guys are trying to get your console, or subscribe for the PS5 giveaway in case you guys are still trying to get one too as well. Pop on the notifications if you guys would like. Leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of videos. Comment down below your thoughts, or if you guys agree or disagree. The Twitter and Twitch stream, both linked down below. The Amazon link for you guys to go and check and see if the PS5s are in stock, also linked down there below. And also the Weeble, sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go and get free stock and free money. And Coinbase, if you guys buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin. Those are always linked down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys up in the next one. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and hope you guys have a good rest of your days. Love you guys all a lot, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.